Yes! Hello, everybody. Say hello. Talk to me. Is anybody there? I'm just adding, going on to my Insta Live. So I'm just adding that right now. So we can all have a great chat tonight. Just check in on each other, see how everyone's doing. Yes. Yay! Hi, Carol. Yeah, you're the first one to say hello to me. I love it. You're right. Yay! Hi, Joanna. How are you guys? How are you hanging in there? My goodness. I got Insta here. I have to admit, on the Insta lighting, I'm looking kind of... Hey, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody? I'm having a sip of my tea while I'm waiting for people to come on board. We've got Andre saying hello. We got Mr. Flipping Discs waving. We've got people waving. People sending up hearts already. Yay! We've got Agatha saying good evening. Good evening, Agatha. Where are you? Where are you signing in from? Good evening, John. Let me know where you guys are, where you're signing in from tonight. It's always nice to kind of know just how far we're reaching. We've got Trevor. Hi, Trev. How are you, Mr. Colombia? How are you, man? I need to speak Portuguese or Spanish to you now, don't I? Do you still speak fluent South London, Trev? Like, have you still got the lingo down? Hi, Andy. Welcome, my lovely. Andy, I love your dance videos. Please keep doing them. They're brilliant. I got Tiffany. Hi, Anthony. How are you? Thank you for joining in. So, guys, tell me. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Oh, sorry. Trevor's in Santiago. Oh, sorry, Trev. Bless you. I thought you was in Colombia, mate. We've got Tony, who's all the way in Crawley, lovely West Sussex. Got Andre, who's in Portugal. We've got someone's tuning from... Carol's in sunny Suffolk. Is it sunny there today? Isn't it gorgeous? Do you know what? I'm almost tempted to put the central heating on tonight because the temperature has dropped. Agatha is in Warsaw, Poland. Hello. We've got Harvey in Suffolk too. Harvey, do you know Carol? Are you guys friends? Have you met? Somebody said, where is Eric Clapton? He's not here, sorry. We've got my friend Trevor. It's Colombia. Oh, I was right. The city centre. I've actually been there, you know. I've actually done a couple of gigs there, actually, years ago, like maybe about 7 or 8 years ago. Beautiful, beautiful place. We've got Anthony from the foreign East London. Come on, we're like international tonight. Yes. Love it. Carol saying, yay. We've got people smiling. Giovanni, where are you tuning in from? Let me know. We've got Ian. We've got so many people. Just keep saying hi to me and letting me know where you're listening from, where you are. Hi, Sharon. Yay! How are you? A long time, girl. I hope you're good. I hope you're smiling. So, guys, I did say we got Giovanni. He's in Florence, Italy. Oh, prayers to you guys. I know Italy is very serious in Italy. I know you guys are on like super lockdown. So sending love and prayers and energy and all of that to you guys to keep your head up. Honest to God, I just don't know what I would do if I couldn't get out every day for that little bit of exercise and just like see some human beings and fresh air and some freedom for a moment. So I don't know how you guys have been coping in this whole lockdown. If you guys have been getting out. John is watching. John said, hey, sweetie, stay safe. I'm definitely planning to stay safe. That is my goal for sure. Iona, how are you, my lovely? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I thought I'd put on some makeup tonight and a bit of lippy, and I feel so much better putting on a bit of lippy. Ladies, do you find that it helps to lift your spirits just a tinsy tiny bit? We've got Mary, we've got MB giving me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Welcome, guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. Trevor said today is the first day we can go for exercise. Wow. So Trevor's tuning in from Colombia, and he's saying today's the first day they could actually go out for exercise. So you know what? That makes us in the UK feel extremely lucky that we're actually allowed to go out every day. So you know what? There are people that are, you know, having even worse conditions than us. We've got Antonella. Yay! Hi, Antonella. Ciao. Antonella is one of my friends in Italy. She's one of the singers that I've had many pleasures to sing on some concerts with the Colours of Gospel and a number of different workshops. So hi, Antonella. Jacqueline is saying that she went for a long walk today. Have you guys been getting out? Have you been making the most of the sunshine? Ian is saying, hi, I'm hosting a new online spiritual show, Interfaith. Would love to have you on as a guest. I tell you what, Ian, I'll send you my email, and you can anyway, my email is public. You can always contact me at I should know it, shouldn't I? At management@michellejohn.co.uk. So management@michellejohn.co.uk. Any of your inquiries, professional inquiries, send them there, and you know my team will look after it. Any other inquiries, don't waste your time, boo, seriously. Paulette's saying, looking good, girl. Yay! Paulette, I thought I'd put on a little bit of lips, a little bit of cheeks tonight. Andre's saying, come to the south of France. I've been to the south of France many times, Andre. You've not shown up, bro. So I don't know what to say. I've got Trisha sending me hearts. Gloria said hi. We got Rosa saying ciao. We got Luis from Mexico. And Ian saying yay. So guys, how are you? So I did say on my reminder post about the MichPowerHour tonight that I was going to give you guys the opportunity to ask me a question. If you had a question that you wanted to ask me, that you've just been dying to ask me, now is your chance. So get on with that. And then I'm going to just share a thought with you that I've kind of been pondering on the last couple of days, and just get your thoughts on that. Anne-Marie, we've still got people signing in. We've got Anne-Marie saying hi from the Isle of Man. Yes. We got someone saying hello. I'm in love with you since the moment I saw you on 2010. I shot the Sheriff performance. Well, thank you. Tony saying, first joke of the night. Campanology is the art of bell ringing. So I rang the doorbell 15, 16, 17, then ran off. Boom, boom, boom. Not good, Tony. We need better. We need better from you, Tony. Seriously. If you're going to do it, bro, you got to come stronger than this. So Lewis is asking me a question. Which is your favourite genre to sing? Well, I have to say I was brought up in church, in a gospel singing church. You know, you guys have seen, you know, Sister Act and things like that. You know, people, the gospel choir with the gown. You know, people sing, oh, happy day. I mean, we didn't sing that every Sunday, but you get the idea. And so my favourite genre is to sing gospel music, because I feel like that's my opportunity to give my love and my appreciation and my gratitude back to God, who I believe gave me the gift and gives me life and gives me breath. So that's my favourite genre of music to sing. But I love to sing positive songs. I love to sing real songs. I love to sing about life. Most of my own songs are about life and, you know, experiences. So it has to be something that really touches my heart, and that's what I love to sing. We've got people saying greetings from Nottingham. Yay! We got Colombia, we got Nottingham, yeah! We got greetings from Argentina. Chloe said, oh, I loved being on The Voice, kids. Did you enjoy your time on The Voice as much as I did? Well, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like you had a really great time, Chloe, and I'm going to have to go and do my research. So put a link up so I can check out one of your performances. But I found my time on The Voice very challenging because it challenged me as an artist. It challenged me in terms of how I want to put myself out in the world. What kind of songs do I want to sing? What kind of message did I want to give? How did I want to represent myself? How did I want to look, as an artist? So I found it a little bit challenging, but also I found it developed me and really helped me to build my confidence as an artist. And now I'm a lot more clear about who I am and the kind of artist that I am and what I want to sing, what I want to wear, what lippy I want to wear, all of that stuff. So it was good. Even though it was a challenge, it was still a positive experience. Tiffany saying, hello, gorgeous. Hello, my darling. Tiffany, I hope you're rocking your great red lipstick tonight. Tiffany is saying, Priceless is my daily anthem. Priceless, worth more than diamonds. That's my anthem as well, my darling. So thank you. I'm honoured that it would be your anthem as well. We've got Gloria Marie saying hi. Hello, Gloria. As I said, guys, if you want to ask me a question, like this is your moment to ask me a question. Tammy said, is there a chance you'll be performing in the US in the future? Tammy, that is most certainly my goal, to get to the US. And I do have some plans to come out to New York. And who knows what's going to happen. But if you say a prayer about it and I keep praying about it, I think it will happen, Tammy. If you guys believe that I'm going to get out to the US, and just send me up a thumbs up. Send me up some praying hands, please. Tasha is sending me a big hearts in the eyes. Tash, I love you. I saw your missed call. I will call you back. I love you. And pray for me while I pray for you, girl. John Paul says, you were amazing on The Voice, Michelle. Thank you, John. John, did you vote for me? Did you spend that 35p? Simon says, how was it singing with Carole King in Hyde Park? I couldn't believe her amazing energy at 74. Oh my gosh. I've done some incredible things in my life as a singer. That was like it's in the top 5, I have to say. And Carole is an absolute legend. For those of you that don't know Carole King, who doesn't know Carole King? She wrote You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Actually, I got to, me and the other lady that was singing backing vocals with me, we got to go to Carole's home and rehearse with her. And she was playing the piano and she taught us the songs and taught us the parts she wanted us to sing. And I just think that is just, like, I'm going to tell my grandbabies, all of them, about that experience. And although please let my son know, we don't need no grandchildren anytime soon. Anyway, keeping it moving. Tiffany says, yes, she's wearing her red lippy. I don't quite rock it like you, though. Yes, you do. I've seen your pictures, Tiffany. You got this. John says, yes, I voted. I wanted you to win. You've got an amazing voice. Yes, thank you, John. Thank you for spending that 35p on me. I love it. Thank you. Jacqueline says, looking beautiful. Thank you, my darling. Giovanni is agreeing with me. He gave me the gift. Somebody says, would you sing with Mr. Clapton again? Why did you quit? I would sing with Mr. Clapton again, and that would always be my honour and my pleasure to do that, because he is an absolute legend and he was wonderful to me. And I was with him for almost 15 years and they were some of the best years of my life. Honestly, I mean that genuinely. And why did I quit? I quit because I felt it was time for me to sing my own song. And I don't regret it. It was not a reflection on Mr. Clapton or anybody. It was just the decision that I made that it was time for me to do me and me to be me. And no regrets. And I'm going to have a swig of tea and say cheers to Mr. Clapton. John Lewis is asking me, so let's wind the clock back. When did you decide that singing was going to be your career? John, the truth is, I got into it by accident. I always sung. I grew up in church, as I said. I sang through the choir, and I was then spotted by Basil Mead, who runs the London Community Gospel Choir, and I ended up singing with the choir. Then, Basil would give me some solos to sing, and then the choir used to do professional recording sessions. They used to get hired to do professional recording sessions, and then I would get booked on some of those sessions, and the rest is history. And so I just kind of found myself in the studio singing on these records, and then I just kept getting asked to come back, which was awesome. So God has a way of just like putting all the pieces together, doesn't he? Anthony says, we have been talking in Zoom meetings about fear and what will happen after lockdown. What would, and I know God has not given us a spirit of fear, but what would you do? What do you hope will be learnt most? And yes, you voted for me on The Voice. Thank you, Anthony. What I'm learning in this period of lockdown is about my faith, and that I believe that God has our best interests at heart, my best interests at heart. And so some of the ideas that God has given me, if I was to look at the situation now, it would be crazy to start something new. It would be crazy to start a new business. It would be crazy to start a venture. But guess what? That's where faith comes in. And so I'm learning just to exercise my faith more. And you know what? Like, I think this whole thing with Corona has kind of been a bit of a leveler, in the sense of poor people, rich people, we're all having the same issues. We're all trying to get toilet paper. We all can't find pasta. We're all struggling to buy eggs. It's been a bit of a leveler. And I think, you know what, this is the time for you to now, this is ground zero. So, hey, from here, in my view, all I can do is go upwards. So that's what I'm learning, is about just to exercise my faith and not look at, what the news is telling me and all that fear and all that negativity, but just keep focused and just focus on my picture and just walk out on faith. And that's what I'm learning. And if anybody feels the same about me, this would be a good time to give you some thumbs up. I don't know if you feel the same. Somebody's asking me, can I tell my pig joke? Oh, I only pulled out special occasions. Somebody's saying, Chloe's saying, oh my God, you saw my comment. I did, Chloe, and I'm going to go and look at your videos. So guys, Chloe is a young person who featured on The Voice Kids. And so she asked me a question about my experience on The Voice. So please, let's check her out. Chloe, what's your full name? So we know what to type in. So we can now check you out on YouTube, girl. Somebody says, love your voice. Loads of thumbs up. Thank you. Somebody agreeing Carole King is amazing. And I agree. I think Carole is amazing. Somebody's asking me, what was your favourite song you sung on The Voice? And I think one of my favourite moments, because my heart was just like, I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. That was one of my favourite moments, because I was saying to myself, Shell, I don't care how you get there, how you get to this next phase, how you get to this next stage. Just get there. And that's what I was saying. I was like, God, help me to get there. So yeah, that's why it means a lot to me. Antonella saying you're amazing. I think you're amazing, Antonella. You're beautiful. Tiffany said, what has inspired you to write your song Doing Me, Another Personal Fave? Have you guys checked out my EP? Do you know my music? I've got a song called Doing Me, and it was completely at a time in my life where it was like, oh my God, as I've mentioned many times before on MichPowerHour, I'm a recovering people pleaser. And so I got to a point where I was like, you know what? No, enough, stop. It's now about me doing me and putting myself first. And you know what? Isn't it funny how we can almost feel guilty about putting ourselves first for a moment, for a little period of time. If you agree with me, hit the likes, hit the hearts, like show me some, like back me up. But it was such an unusual thing for me to do that I ended up writing a song about it. So yeah, you can check that out on my EP. It's called Little Me. It's on iTunes and all online stuff. I'm good at selling this, aren't I? Jacqueline says, I want to start singing gospel songs. Where do I start? I have been in choirs. I have in the New Testament Assembly Church back in the day. Jacqueline, just get online on YouTube and think of some of the songs that you love, and I'm sure you can find a backing track on YouTube and start practicing, girlfriend. There's nothing to stop you. You can start tonight. Come on, girl, you can do this. Somebody saying, ciao, calogero, fabbrica. Yes, ciao. Iona says, what do you think about all of this? Where do you think the coronavirus comes from? Do you know what, Iona? I don't know what to think. Clearly, it's a virus. Clearly, it is taking lives, and it's to be taken seriously. And I don't know. I mean, I've seen so many of the conspiracy theories online, but honestly, I don't know. All I know is that we need to stay safe. We need to protect each other. We need to look after each other, and just abide by the social isolation, the self-isolation, and just do our best to stay still and just keep your head in a good place, stay positive, and that's all I know. Tiffany says, what will you be doing when lockdown is over? I need to come and see you perform. I'm literally going to sing like everywhere. Like, just look out for me. I'm probably going to do some free concerts, and I just want to be able to sing and just lift myself up and hopefully lift up a few other people using my gift, my little gift that God's given me, and just make people smile and feel good. That's what I'm going to be doing. And also I'm going to have some music coming out, so look out for that as well. Yeah, I'm getting loads of love hearts. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Somebody's asking me, how did you get to sing with him, Michelle? Who? Are you asking me about Eric Clapton? Are you asking me about Will Young? Are you asking me about George Michael? Are you asking me about Frank Ocean? Are you asking me about Elton John? Are you asking me? I mean, girl, have you seen my CV? You're going to have to be a little bit more specific. Sorry, I'm not showing off, but I mean, that's just the reality of my life. That's how good God has been to me. Giovanni says, ex-Claptonette, love you. Yay! Chloe has put up a couple of her YouTube links. Love it. So guys, if you have a question for me, please, like, bring it on. I'm ready. I'm ready to share tonight. I'm open. I'm willing. I'm going to quickly swig some tea just in case I get any surprises. Right, Gloria says, The Voice has some of the best band members. What do you think? I absolutely agree. Those guys are absolutely stonking. They're really good. They're amazing. And they literally just made me sound great. Helped me to sound great every week. And I just appreciate them. Somebody's agreeing with me about their faith is being made stronger. Chloe's name is Chloe Dring. D-R-I-N-G. So let's check Chloe out and just give her some love on social media. Jacqueline says, how do you block out the nerves? You block out the nerves by practice. If you know that you've sung that song 50 times in the kitchen and it's been pretty good. And the other thing that I always recommend my students, excuse me guys, is to record yourself. Record yourself and be critical, but also give yourself something positive. So don't just give yourself negative feedback. Find something negative about your performance that you need to work on, but also find something good about your performance. Maybe it was that you had good breathing, or maybe you held the note long enough, or maybe you got all the words right, or maybe there was a note that you hit that you hit it right. And so always give yourself some positive feedback as well, because we're so good at giving ourselves negative feedback, and that's just not good. We've got to balance things up. Wilma says, I feel the same, honey. I'm still working. I go to work with a smile on my face. Your voice is truly amazing. Love you. That's the thing. You know what? How many of us are blessed to still be working? I don't have a job right now. I don't have an income. So for those of you that are still working, like, you're blessed. Okay, you are blessed. Sharon says, how many times should you spend practicing per day? Do you know what, Sharon? It depends what your goals are. But I think if you can sing half an hour a day, you should try and do at least 10 to 15 minutes warm-ups a day. And singing, if that's in the car or singing in the bathroom, you know, it's always good to keep because your voice is muscles. So it's good to keep those muscles flexible. And so I reckon at least half an hour a day is good. Kansas City own Alita Adams. Yes. Anthony says, isn't it amazing that you had established MichPowerHour before lockdown and it's not so strange to do this? Great force. I know, Anthony. I know. But you know what? Isn't it funny? Like, life takes you in certain directions and you have to focus on certain things, and then at the right time, at the right time, things come back when you need them. Yes, can I get an amen? Miss Kens, hello my darling. She said, hey Mish, hello gorgeous. How are you? How are you keeping your head up in all of this, Rosie? Somebody's asked me, what reality show would you do, Strictly or I'm a Celebrity in the Jungle? Do you know what? I wouldn't mind doing I'm a Celebrity. I quite like a challenge. I mean, I don't know about eating lizards' balls or fermented kangaroo tongue or something. But I think the challenge of it, I don't know, something about it appeals to me. I know I'm a bit of a weirdo sometimes. Pray for me. Gloria's asking me to come to Newcastle. Where should I come to? Tell me the venue and I'll try and get there. Carol said, what was your favourite song to sing with? I will. Loved your thank you. Oh, I love doing thank you. And how generous was Will to give me that moment in that song and in that show, and for me to be on the album and to be on that record and in the music video. That was so generous, and I never forget it. And I love Will, is one of my favourite people, genuinely. But one of my favourite songs, Carol, is Monday's got beautiful baby, Wednesday's child will never win, little Saturday will work till he's crazy, oh, but Friday's child. I mean, we did so many different versions of that song, but that's one of my favourites, I have to say. Somebody says, my friend David plays guitar with you. He is phenomenal. I love working with David. He's a phenomenal artist, and you want to work with people that inspire you to be great, and he really inspires me to be great. His name's David Dandrade. Check him out. We've got a couple of performances of Purple Rain and some other stuff we've done together, and he's phenomenal. I love him. Somebody said, what was it like singing with Joss Stone? Joss is just my soul sister. Like, I love her. Like, she's my girl, she's my chick, and she's a friend. She's a friend, and she'll be my friend for life, I hope. Katie's in the building. Hey, Katie, how are you, darling? I hope you're keeping your head up, because otherwise I'll be disappointed, and I just want the best for you. John says, you sung my favourite song on The Voice, Purple Rain, because it has a positive attitude. I love that song. That is one of my favourite songs to sing, I have to say. Katie says, I literally need so many vocal tips from you, girl. Katie, send me a recording and I will literally go through it and send you some tips. And I'm saying that to you because I love you. Chloe says, yes, I definitely love the band. David Tench's a legend. I love David. He's brilliant. Giovanni says, as a musician, ever experienced stage fright? Of course. I do, but I find the more unprepared I am, the more stage fright I feel. So the lesson here is about preparation. I think if you do your preparation and you know that you got this, that you can play the heck out of this song, or you can sing the heck out of this song, then you're good. It kind of helps you to take to the stage with your shoulders up and your head up, and that's always a good thing. And then you can be free to be your best self. Rosie says, keeping her head up, work, children and gospel, using this moment to be still and reflection on me. Hope you are well. You look amazing. Thank you, my darling. How many of you guys have been using this time just to do some reflection on yourselves and reflection on life and reflection on where you're at? I want to share this little thought with you. So how many of you guys have seen the movie, the film, the cartoon, or read the book Alice in Wonderland? What a phenomenal film, what a phenomenal cartoon, what a phenomenal book by Lewis Carroll. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. And there's so many messages in that film. If you've seen Alice in Wonderland, the cartoon or the movie, or you've read the book, just hit the screen to let me know, so I know that some of you know what I'm on about. But Alice in Wonderland, so I watched it this week, and there was a couple of things that kind of stood out to me. And there was a quote in the film, and the quote says, "You used to be much more muchier. You've lost some of your muchness." And that really made me think. And I thought to myself that over this period of time, some of us, because of the weight of the uncertainty and this time that we're in, and some of us are by ourselves and we're not having that human interaction, and you know, some of us, our work is uncertain. Some of us don't have work, like myself. I don't have any work. And, you know, some of us are on furlong. Some of us are not. Some of us are having to apply for benefits and all sorts of things. And this whole season of uncertainty, it's so easy to lose your muchness. Okay, and what do I mean by muchness? How many of you know what the word, especially when they talk about it in the film, what muchness means? So there's two definitions that I found, right? John's watched it, Iona's seen it. John says the Tim Burton version exactly is amazing. So muchness, right? So one definition is muchness is the innocence and imagination that appears in the heart of children. Can you imagine? Can you remember that back that far? When you were a child, and the innocence or the imagination that you had, that was like your imagination had no limits. You know, you were able to fly, you were Superman, you were a butterfly, you were a fairy, you were, you know, like at one point in my imagination, I was one of the A-Team. I don't know if you guys remember that. I was one of the A-Team, like me and B.A. Baracus, you know, we were chasing criminals. But, right, so that's one, okay, the innocence and imagination that appears in the hearts of children. And then the other definition of your muchness, you may have heard the term, your much of a muchness, is all about your greatness. Okay, so this little quote from Alice in Wonderland, you used to be much more muchier. You've lost some of your muchness. I want to encourage you to hold on to your muchness. In fact, even in this time, I want to encourage you to work on your muchness. Don't lose it. Don't lose your imagination. Don't lose your vision. Don't lose your hopes. Don't lose your dreams. Don't lose your, you know, whatever picture that you have for yourself. Some of you have a picture of being married and being in a beautiful relationship. Don't lose that. In fact, you know what? Even in this time, you know, sign up to some online dating, like slide in someone's DMs or, you know, make your dream come true. Come on. You know, some of you want to be chefs and you want to go on Bake Off, or you want to go on MasterChef, or you want to have your own little bistro, your own little cafe. Start working on your recipes. Hey, we've got the time, right? Start working on that bread recipe or that vegan yada yada yada. I don't know much about vegan food. Vegan carrot cakes. It always comes down to cake, but for me anyway. Like, this is the time for you to hold on to your muchness. And actually, I would dare you and challenge you. I want to challenge you to really work on your muchness. Okay, so as I said, you know, if that right now, I've been working on my fitness because I've been wanting to do it. I've been talking about doing it for ages, and me putting it out here, it challenges me to really like get my muchness up. But you know, I've got the time, so I've been doing it. I've been doing some workouts online every day. I've been doing some walks. I've been doing my 10,000 steps, and the challenge for me is like about the diet. And so, but this is the challenge. And I just think, you know what, for me to really hold on to and develop and to refine my muchness, then hey, I can't have the hot cross buns. And you guys don't understand how much I like a hot cross bun, especially when you put butter in it and a bit of cheese. Anyway, I digress. But hold on to your muchness. I mean, if I've got any hot cross bun fans, you know the sacrifices I'm making right now in this lockdown. Seriously. So guys, as the quote says, and this is again for those of you that are just logging in, this is a quote that it's really kind of inspired me the last couple of days, and it's from Alice in Wonderland. I know, of all places. And you know what? If you look, you can find inspiration in the strangest of places, right? Do you agree with me? So in this quote, it says, "You used to be much more muchier. You've lost your muchness." So I wanted to inspire you tonight using that quote from Alice in Wonderland as inspiration to hold on to your muchness. And even if you dare to, you know, work on your muchness during this time. And as I said, for all of us, that's something different. So for some of us, this is an opportunity for us to be a better parent. For some of us, this is an opportunity to work on patience. You know, for some of us, this is an opportunity to be more loving, right? To be kinder. So whatever your muchness is, whatever that thing is for you, I want to encourage you and maybe challenge you to work on your muchness. So for some people, it's not always about goals. It's not always about success. It's not about the money. It's not about the cars. It's not about, you know, being the next, I don't know, having a bestseller on the new, you know, in the New York Times, or writing a best-selling book, or, you know, having a platinum album. For some of us, you know, as I said, it might be you just having that desire to have your own little coffee shop, or to go on Bake Off, or to be a better baker, whatever that thing is for you, to be a better musician, or to be a better artist, or to be a better writer, whatever that thing is for you. I want to encourage you just to work on your muchness. And as I said, there's a couple of definitions for your muchness, right? So one is the innocence and imagination that appears in the heart of children. And we know, I mean, just think about yourself for a moment, about the innocence that you had and the imagination that you had. And as I was sharing, you know, I had at one point, in my imagination, I was going to be a member of the A-team. That was very, very real for me. And, you know, be out there saving lives. Another time I wanted to be a nurse. And maybe in some ways I find my MichPowerHour, it's some way of me giving back, or me being, not a nurse, but just showing some care to people, and some love and some laughter, and some advice, and sharing, you know, things that I'm learning as I'm going. Second definition of muchness is about your greatness. And as I said, you know, sometimes we look at the grand, and sometimes it's just that simple thing that refines your greatness, of being patient, or being kind, or being more loving, or being more positive, or actually being more positive about yourself, saying nice things to yourself. that adds to your greatness, right? So I'm just looking at some of the comments. Somebody said, would you do your own talk show with different people? Well, if I did my own talk show, would you guys watch? That's the question, isn't it? Somebody has said, my daughter would love you to sing with Joe McElderry. I remember him. He was brilliant. He's a great singer. Look, sign me up. I'm ready. Carol says, I feel I've learned to just be. Instead of feeling like I have to be busy, 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 it's a good feeling. Carol, I'm with you. I've had those days of just being in the pajamas or the onesie and just being still and just taking the time to just be and just actually sometimes just being still and listening to myself and just checking in with myself, making sure I'm good. Judge is in the building. Judge is saying hello. Welcome, Judge. How are you? Guys, for those of you that are just joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking tonight about being much of a muchness. Yeah. If you're in your muchness, just holla, holla, holla. Katie says, do you recommend on going on shows like The Voice, The X Factor, etc. for singers? Does it give you a good platform? Oh, that's a good question. What would I say? I would say if you're going to go on to a show like The Voice or The X Factor, people think that, oh my God, I'm on TV, I'm made, like, I'm ready, like, I'm going to sell 1 million records. And it doesn't quite work like that. So what I would suggest is you have to be prepared that somebody might not get it. They might not get you. They might not understand your gift. They might not understand, they might not understand your presentation. Does that make sense? There's been great singers that have been on these shows and have got nowhere. There's been not so great singers who have been on these shows and have done really well. So there's no guarantees is what I would say. If you have an issue with rejection, then I would say avoidit.com, because one of the things that is guaranteed for most people that sign up for these shows is rejection. So be aware that that's going to be a part of it at some point. So I hope that helps. I guess I've not really said, well, I'm not going to say yes and I'm not going to say no, because it's different. For some people it's yes, for some people it's been no. But I would say be prepared for the challenge and be prepared for the rejection as well that comes with it. Yeah? If you're ready for that, if you can handle that, go for it. Somebody says, I would watch your talk show. Yay! I've got 2 people that would watch my talk show. Yes! Iona says, just like Michael Jackson, never wanted to grow up. Yes. Chloe says, my dreams are to be a vocal coach and also sing for a living. So Chloe, start learning some vocal exercises. And have you joined any vocal, have you had any vocal training yourself? Because that's always a good start. So then you can at least know what's involved. Because vocal coaching is a lot more than scales and breathing exercises and so forth. Katie says, what advice would you give from going from a musical theatre stage singer to becoming your own artist and singing your own songs? What I would say is start to write some of your own songs and start to perform songs that you love. Get on YouTube, find some backing tracks, perform some songs that you love, but don't be karaoke. Don't do karaoke. Try and find your own way of expressing your voice in those songs. Start there, because what you need to do to be you need to find your voice. So the thing when you're in theatre is you have to sing in a certain way. You have to portray the story of the character. Now, the character that you need to portray is yourself. So you need to take the time to find out about that character. Yeah. I got people crying. Hello, my lovelies. For those of you that just joined and are waving, I love it. Hello. Steve is saying yes, he loves the hot cross buns. I've got another person who understands my sacrifice, not having my hot cross buns. Yeah. Tony's asking me, what was the first vinyl record you ever bought? Any love, Luther Vandross. Oh, I love that. Everybody needs a one, no doubt. Any love. Ooh, that tune right there. That was the first vinyl I bought. Got people clapping. Chloe says, I just enjoy singing and writing songs. Whatever happens, I just love to sing. So you know what you do, girl? Sing! Easy. Judge says, I think as you age, your muchness changes. Remember when the Rolling Stones magazine was the Bible of music? I wanted to work for them so I could go to all the great concerts. Okay. Judge is also saying, hell yeah, he would watch my talk show. Yeah, I got 3 people that would view. I love it. So guys, I was sharing tonight about this quote that I saw on Alice in Wonderland. For those of you that have seen the movie or the cartoon or you've read the book. And there's a quote which says, you used to be much more muchier. You've lost your muchness. And I was basically saying that term, that little quote there kind of got me thinking about myself and about in this time, like holding on to my muchness. Yeah. And even being able to develop and refine my muchness in some little way whilst I'm here, whilst I'm at home. That's something that's important to me, to hold on to it and to develop it. And I was saying for some people, you know, your muchness might be just about having more patience or being more loving or being kinder, or it might be about you improving your baking, or some of us are like, we've never cooked so much in our life. So it might be about developing new recipes and developing your repertoire as far as cooking is concerned. Whatever it is, like, hold on to your muchness. And, you know, I challenge you to work on your muchness. And for those of you that are like, well, what is muchness? What is it? There's 2 definitions that I found. One is the innocence and imagination that appears in the heart of children. So again, like, I know for some of us it was a little while ago, but, you know, the innocence that we had, like our imagination had literally no limits. And, you know, maybe going back to some of that, you know, where before the fear, before responsibilities, before the children, before marriage and all those things that we thought, that's what I want to do, that's what I'm going to do, you know, and somewhere along the way we've lost our muchness. And I want you to find your muchness and hold on to it. And because that is the greatness of who you are. And that's the second definition. Muchness is your greatness. That thing that makes you, you. That thing, the reason why he married you, the reason why she married you. You know, that very thing that you try to pass on to your children or to people that you're around. Like, you got to hold on to that muchness. You got to fight for that muchness. And you know what? In this time, hey, this is your opportunity to develop it as well. Katie says, not a question, but thank you so much for being a huge influence and inspiration to me over the years. You are a godsend and have helped me so much. I love you. Oh, thank you, Katie. She says, I need to hire you as a vocal coach ASAP. Girl, you better have that. You better have that cash card, girl, because my muchness is expensive, yeah? Do you know what? Some people have been reaching out to me about me doing some vocal coaching. So I am going to do some online vocal coaching, or maybe over Skype, possibly. So I'll put out some details about that in the next couple of days. And if you do want to book me to do some vocal coaching and work on your vocal muchness, then you just look out for those details. I literally, like, before the end of the week, I'll put it up. Paulette says, speak Mich, so encouraging. Paulette! Thank you, my darling. Love to you, love to Fred. Keep your head up, girlfriend, in this time. What are you doing, Paulette, just to stay up? Like, what are you doing during this time? Someone says, you're my favourite singer from The Voice. By far, no one has ever come near, in my opinion. You have incredible high notes. That's what I love. Thank you so much. Mitch says, impeccable taste, Michelle. Doesn't get much better than Luther. I mean, come on, Luther. You know, I mean, I don't want to like drop names, but I actually had the opportunity to work with Luther. And I know, how cool. And he literally sounded like the record in rehearsals, and phenomenal. Again, another story I'm going to tell my grandbabies when I have them, but tell my son, I ain't ready yet, so let him know that. Somebody says, I've been practicing all week. Yay! Chloe says, I have an amazing vocal coach. She said that she will be able to get me vocal coaching exams in the future. Then you got this, Chloe. You got this, girl. Somebody says, I love your amazing laugh and your giggle. I know it's terrible. It's a cackle, but oh, sorry. Can't help it. I'm so sorry. So guys, tell me now, for some of you, like, are you going to be working on your muchness? Like, what is your muchness? What is that to you? Tell me. I mean, obviously, like, for some people have been saying that they're going to be working on their vocals. They're going to be doing some vocal coaching. Katie's going to be working on her vocals. Jackie said she wants to be working on her vocals as well, working on her confidence. Please, like, what is your muchness that you want to work on in this time? Or even if you don't want to work on it, like, what is your muchness? Do you know what your muchness is? What is it that makes you great? Like, people find it such a struggle to say, do you know what? I know that I'm good at this. Why shouldn't we? Because we're so good at saying, I'm rubbish at this, I'm terrible at this, I'm bad at this, I'm not good at that, and da, da, da. Like, why can we not? We need that balance, guys. Katie says, what's your favourite song to perform? Oh! One of my favourite songs, it's been my favourite song for the last few months, because it's about my son, it's about my boy, and he's 21, but he's still my boy. And it's a song on my album. It's not out yet, but it's coming out soon. And it's called Raising a Man. And it really talks about my experience. And that's warts and all, you know, good, bad, ugly, frustrating, all of that. Experience as a single man. As a single mum raising a young man, and the song is called Raising a Man. And like, just a little burst of it goes, raising a man, the best that I can. There's so many things I don't understand. I want you to know this wasn't the plan. I'm here on my own. I'm raising a man. It's my song about my boy, raising a man. Yeah. You can find it on YouTube. I did a little video, and you can check it out, guys. But especially for those of you that are single parents, or you've been raised by a single parent, then you'll totally get it. You'll understand it. It's your song. Tony says, my muchness is I'm going to work on my interviewing skills. I'd love to interview you, soul sister. Tony, work on your skills and then come back to me. All right. Sharon says, keep doing you, hun. Proud that you are still doing amazing things. Thank you so much, Sharon. And girl, keep doing what you're doing. Keep staying safe. Keep looking after you, because that's the most important thing, isn't it? Katie says, raising a man the best that I can. OMG, I know, that's my song about my boy. Iona says, so lovely. Carrie says, I love your voice. Thank you for your kindness, guys. How many of you, I mean, I've been waiting for some of you guys to tell me a bit more about your muchness. Tony's been honest about his muchness. Katie's been honest about hers. She shared with us about hers. Like, let me know. And as I said, you know, Carol raised a really great point, because Carol said that in this time she's just been being. And, you know, so many people, and you see there's a thread on social media about people, you know, doing this and doing that. And I'm not going to lie, I'm one of those people that, you know, I have things that I feel like I'm going to utilize this time to do, because time has been an issue for me. So, you know, that's me, that's my character, that's my me in my goal getting nature. That's me, okay? Don't judge me. But how wonderful as well for those of us that have been taking this time to just be and just breathe and just to take stock and to go, okay, in this moment right now, in this situation, here I am. I've got this roof over my head. You know, I've got some groceries in the fridge, and I've got my ingredients to make my banana cake, and just be at peace. And actually, what a luxury also to be able to just switch off from all the pressures of, especially for those of you that do 9 to 5 and the commute and, you know, all the stress of the job. And, you know, some of us, I know some of you are working from home and don't have the luxury of that, but some of us have been able to take that time to just be and to exhale. And as I said earlier, one of the things that I always try to make time to do is just check in with myself and go, okay, where am I? All right. I feel good about this. I don't know, something doesn't feel right. I don't feel at peace about this. Maybe I need to take the time to think. Maybe I need to take the time to pray. Maybe I need to take the time to meditate. Maybe I need to take the time to look at it. Maybe I need to take the time to speak to someone about it. Maybe I need to take the time just to take stock about where I am. And that can only add to your muchness. You know, for those of you that have just flicked in, you know, we've been talking about this quote from Alice in Wonderland about, you know, losing your muchness. And really, I really want to encourage you to hold on to that, whatever that looks like for you. And for those of you that want to develop it, then, you know, I encourage you to be brave and to do that. I'm going to read a few more comments before we wrap it up. Phil says, we are a little scared here in my little town in Iowa. Bless you, Phil. Was named by the New York Times as the United States Corona hotspot. Praying for you, Phil. Can we send some love and some prayers out to Phil right now? Just send some hearts up on the screen for Phil, who is in Sioux City in Iowa. And they have been named by the New York Times as the hotspot in the United States. So we've got loads of hearts hitting the screen for you, Phil. And we're thinking of you. We're praying for you. Stay safe. And stay safe, and may God protect you and your family and your town. Erica saying big hugs from Italy. Thank you, Erica. I'm going to wrap this up now, guys. Erica's asking me, do you play piano or any other instrument? Your voice is incredible. Do you know what? Today, for the first time, I've got a little piano in the house. It's a little piano. And I got on the piano today, and I've got some work to do, but that's one of the things I'm going to be just spending a bit of time just for fun. No pressure, but just for my own fun. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in with me tonight. It's always an honour and a joy to spend this time with you, and I don't take it lightly. Thank you for spending this time with me and for sharing with me and for your input. And as I said in the quote of Alice in Wonderland, you know, don't lose your muchness. Hold on to your muchness, whatever that looks like for you. Stay at peace, and just continue to be safe. Stay safe, look after your families, you know, eat carrot cake, make a banana cake, you know, do what you've got to do, and just be safe and just protect yourselves. And most of all, protect this. Protect this by the things that you listen to, the things that you see, the things that you watch, the things that you say, especially the things that you say about yourself. Yeah. So look after your muchness, okay? And send my loves and my prayers. And God's willing, I will see you guys next Wednesday, next week, Monday, same time, same place, MichPowerHour. Yeah. Look after your muchness and have an awesome week. Love ya. Good night, guys. Bless.